Hey everybody, welcome to Listen Up, Listen In podcast. I am your host, Preezy, and today's episode we'll be discussing, should you still wear a mask, and are you still wearing a mask? Join me with my two special co-host guests, Giggles and She-Dog. Very important topic. If no one else is wearing a mask, should you? Should I still be wearing a mask on a plane or in public? Let's see what's up. So join me on Listen Up, Listen In.
Tanya, you ready?
Listen up, listen in. 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 Thanks for tuning in. Let's have a conversation. Talking worldwide, it don't matter your location. What you going through and the topic may have relation. Let's get some motivation. Let's swap out education. Every Friday we heal, laugh, improve, and grow. Put some nutrients in your mind, give you food for the soul. I know you pumped and preparing for your weekend and low. Might as well join the discussion and tune into the show. Listen up, listen in. Listen up, listen in. Listen up, listen in. Listen up, listen in. Listen up, listen in.
Hey everyone, thanks so much for tuning in to Listen Up, Listen In podcast. I'm your host, Preezy. Now before I start today's episode, I would love for you guys and gals to follow me on social media. Go to Instagram, Listen Up, Listen In 5687, and on Facebook, Listen Up, Listen In. You can also email me at listenuplissenin5687@gmail.com. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, by following me on social media, you'll be able to see all the platforms my podcast is on. Wherever you consume my podcast, hit the subscribe button so you can be notified when a new episode is posted. Rate, review, and share this podcast. Now let's get back to Listen Up, Listen In. Hey.
Hey,
Who we got here? Giggles? Who we got?
We got Giggles.
All right, She-Dog in the house.
Yo, what's up, Preezy? What's up, Giggles?
What's up?
How's everybody doing?
Good.
Not bad, not bad.
Good. So I got you guys on an episode today to talk about, should you still wear a mask, and are you still wearing your mask? So what do y'all think about the mask situation?
For me, the mask situation, it should still be a requirement, even though, I sometimes myself, forget to wear my mask, even though I am fully vaccinated. But COVID is most definitely still around, and, we got all these other diseases and other variants coming out. We must still protect our children. We got to protect our elderly and loved ones. We still have a lot of people around us who are not still fully vaccinated or not vaccinated at all. Even though, the booster is still optional, I still, feel like regardless of if you do have a booster or two, everyone should still continue to wear a mask.
Exactly. I agree. What about you, Giggles?
Yeah, I feel the same way. I don't even know why they took away the mask mandate in a lot of places. Because a lot of people are still not vaccinated and you don't even know who's not vaccinated or not. So every day you're going around different people, you're protecting yourself, but they could be sick or anything. And then you're in a predicament now because you're sick.
Exactly.
But if you look at it, the government, remember, they issued a state and federal mandate that everybody must be fully vaccinated. You couldn't travel. You couldn't go to the movies. You couldn't be in gatherings. You couldn't sit down and eat. You couldn't do anything unless you got both vaccinations whatsoever. And then, we had major problems with employers, people losing their jobs because they didn't want to get fully vaccinated. And, when they dropped the federal mandate, I guess they figured, okay, If we put the mandate on, a lot of people get vaccinated, and we can seize the mask mandate. All it did was, made people get vaccinated. They took the mandate away, and we're still coming across the same problem.
Right.
Right. Go ahead, Giggles.
Because even now, like I was reading the other day, now when you get off the plane, you don't have to get COVID tested.
Wow.
And I'm like, people are still gonna fly, coming in and out, and this thing is gonna keep going. It's never gonna be over.
And it's domestic and international as well.
Yes, they keep changing
What?
everything.
Because before, when you wanted to fly, you had to get a COVID test
Right.
24 to 48 hours prior to your flight. Then when you got on the plane, you had to do a questionnaire. If you
Right.
didn't do the questionnaire, or you didn't quarantine after your visit or during your stay, most people got arrested or they got fined by Port Authority. That was a major thing too. But now they're not requiring any type of questionnaire. They're not requiring people to be vaccinated. Like when I went to Phoenix in December, and I got on a plane, I was wearing my mask, but people had problems with people wearing their masks because the airline
Wow.
wasn't making it a big push.
See, my thing is, this is the hardest thing of all, because it's not just the risk and benefits to you, okay? It's the risk and benefits to the people that surround you. And like, I'm sure everyone would love to go back to the norm and not have to wear a mask, but can we? Is it safe? That's what I'm saying. Is it safe? And if, let's say if you're healthy and you have received your vaccine and you got your booster shots, do you feel safe still? Do you feel
No.
comfortable if you live around someone who doesn't, or even hang out with people who are still unvaccinated?
It's Russian roulette. It's like a 50-50. Like when I went out just recently yesterday to Allentown, PA, to Dorney Park, we had people wearing their masks in the pool. Like,
Crazy. Wow.
We saw masks floating.
What?
When the wave pool, when it hits you, it's throwing water. It's a heavy push. People's masks was coming off. People went back out the pool, and the Dorney Park was giving out masks. They have hand sanitizers everywhere. The eating areas, they have the tables seated so far apart. They had a buffet section where you could pay. That's even closed. Like they didn't instill COVID-19 precautions, but they did place those there. But people were still wearing their masks in the pool.
That's
Wow.
serious.
Yeah. Well, my thing is, if the mask's coming off, it's floating in the water. You got
Get it
germs floating in the water. What's really good with that? You got dirty masks floating in the water.
I mean,
That's
people
not
think.
cool.
People think that's a safer precaution. I mean, I get it, but to see so many people wearing masks, even just walking around the park, they have certain rides where they space people apart, one seat. Like for example, like if you get on the Cyclone, in Coney Island, you know how two people are seated together. They're only doing one per seat.
Oh, wow.
No, the Cyclone's still open?
Yeah, it definitely has changed. Like even the Nitro at Six Flags, it seats 6 people. It's only 3 people per row.
Well, you said the Cyclone?
Skip a seat. Yeah, on the Cyclone.
The Cyclone's so old. The Cyclone
like-
need to wear a mask. Yo.
The Pilgrims were on it. Like it's
What? That Cyclone? Oh my goodness. You got
I'd
it,
be
Chris.
more concerned
See-
about it standing.
see, dog, you got on it? You got on it?
Yeah, they don't call me Sea Dog for nothing, but I had to cross my legs and stuff because they had problems trying to push down the bar. They was trying to get me to clear, the people
Yo,
on the
son,
side.
I can't.
People on the side trying to cheer me on. When they finally got that green light, and they didn't hesitate to push that button. They said, "Send them through."
It was hard to get that bar down.
Yes, it was very hard. I had to lift
Hey,
the stomach
listen,
and all.
at least it got down, because you see the
Exactly.
incident that happened before with a young man on the ride, and he wasn't secure because he was heavy. So thank God that bar locked.
Yeah, most
Yeah.
definitely. But even being in like in a like a fast food chain, like let's say BBQ's is most definitely known to a lot of people in New York. being in there when it's crowded is still kind of like an uncomfortable feeling with many people around you. You know, they're not requiring the vaccine mandate. They're not requiring, you know, the mask mandate inside BBQs. The recent, you know, they actually just closed down the BBQs downtown Brooklyn. But
Livingston.
yeah.
Oh, they did?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so everyone has to go to Flatbush Avenue, Brooklyn College, and actually go there. But
Wow.
even getting there, it's very tight. Every seat is less than 3 feet away.
Because my thing is this: people who have been vaccinated still caught the COVID. So now what? Now what? They still caught it. And I also read that the Center for Disease Control and Prevention continues to recommend masks in most indoor spaces.
Yeah.
And in so many situations, the decision to wear a mask is becoming a personal one. Because I see people walking down the street, they don't have masks, and then I see people walking down the street and they do have the mask. Now, I personally still wear my mask. I still wear it. I keep extra masks in the car. And then I notice a lot of businesses, if you enter, they still have signs at the door that say mask required. So all of us, we really need to follow these rules. And if businesses do require you to wear a mask or it's optional, I think you should just consider the space in the crowd and the airflow that's around you. But I don't know. COVID is still out here.
Yeah, COVID, the Delta, and amongst other, you know, variants going around. You know, even, you know, the flu, the chicken pox. There's multiple diseases.
Chicken pox is the monkey pox.
Yeah, that one too.
It's a lot. It's too many.
Sorry, it was the monkeypox. Like there's multiple diseases and sicknesses that people, you know, could still catch. Like you could be fully vaccinated, but like a person like me, for example, you know, and let's say if I have sickle cell anemia and asthma, I'm still prone to get sick and catch COVID.
You're right.
It's more about your medical conditions. You know, most providers, you know, they recommended people who do have a low immune system, listen, you got to get vaccinated, but that doesn't mean you're shy away from not getting it.
Right. What do y'all think about the gym? To me, it's scary because the gym really has to have excellent ventilation systems, and I'm pretty sure that some of them do, but the gym carries so many germs. What do y'all think about people still going to the gym and stuff like that?
I know for me, I personally wouldn't do it, but this is one of those to each his own type of things. If people want to get out the house, they want to get their workout back on. They don't want to be cooped up. So they just have to take the necessary precaution. They take that risk every time they go to the gym. Just clean up.
Most definitely. But also even with Planet Fitness been doing this even prior to COVID. They have cleaning stations where, you know, you get the sanitizing wipes and some paper towel and people wipe down their machine. So yeah, most definitely it's to each its own. You know, COVID did a number on a lot of people.
Yes, it did.
It came to be and it's just most definitely it's bigger than just the illness itself, but it tested a lot of relationships and people's ability to be home. People who are used to being out, being at work, you know, just coming home maybe to sleep and go back out again. It really did something. So now when, you know, the mandates and everything were lifted, people were eager to get out. Even if it was just to go to the gym for 2 hours or go to the movies and see a movie that was uninteresting. People are just doing it because when was the last time we remember Six Flags was really open?
Right.
Public with no type of restrictions, or you had to reserve for the day. 2019. So, you know, most definitely for the gyms, it's to each its own, you know, people still wear a mask in the gym.
Yeah, just got to sanitize their hands.
But it would still be, you know, necessary to sanitize your machine after somebody uses it.
Right.
Either way, because you wouldn't know who was there before. Even though they have cleaning crews cleaning, you know, periodically throughout the day, it would still be to, you know, clean up before and after you're done with your machine.
So my question is about public transit and airplanes. So would y'all, if y'all got on a plane, y'all would definitely still wear your mask, right? And public transportation like the buses and the subways.
I do it every day.
Because the spaces on the trains and the buses, they're so enclosed, especially the plane.
Yeah, the plane is really where, you know, it gets really scary because you have people buying extra seats. Like they were just buying a seat with both their names on it just to be spaced out, because literally, if you've been on a plane, the seats are like literally like
right
to each
next.
other.
Yes.
The
You're
place is
touching each
so-
other, yeah.
and
Yes.
and even with the air circulation, it's just recirculating the air in the plane. It's no fresh air coming out
Right.
from the outside in. You know,
Well,
the windows are shut. You know, it's
Mhm.
a major factor.
Well, a federal judge, he the one, stopped the mask. You didn't have to wear it on the planes or public transit anymore. So I just
Yeah.
I just still think it's a good idea to wear your mask. And I don't care if they said that you don't have to. I still think people should wear their masks on the airplane. I really do. And
It's
and the
horrible.
buses and the buses and the trains too.
They don't. Okay, every time I go to work, and just imagine it's rush hour.
Oh man.
Okay, people are standing in front of you, literally in front of you, holding the same raggedy pole. Some have on masks, some don't.
She said raggedy pole. Hey, that's the stripping pole.
I see people. Amen. I see people have gloves on. They touch the pole, then they want to touch their phone, then they want to eat. I'm like, y'all do know
Yeah.
that's disgusting, right?
A lot of people were doing that, especially in the beginning when the COVID hit. People had on the gloves and then they realized they touching everything, and then they get in their car, they touching the steering wheel.
Yes.
So
And y'all in the
it's
supermarket.
just something that we could not, like, you thought you was doing everything right. You just coming home, you coming inside, washing your hands and everything, but then you go and touch something else, and it's hard. But my thing, what about kids?
Mm,
What about the kids going to school?
that's
Do
a
you
big
think that the children should still wear their masks? Even though
Yes.
they started to say that the risk for children getting it was a lower rate, but kids were catching the virus. Kids were catching the
they were.
virus.
I still remember when, you know, the New York City Department of Education had instilled going back into the classrooms, and every time there was a COVID case in that classroom, people had to quarantine for 14 days
Yeah.
without the mask. And it's the children should still wear a mask, you know,
Yeah.
even if they follow the precautions of keeping everybody at a 6-foot distance. But, you know, I actually saw on YouTube, it was a YouTuber who was displaying the different types of masks that people should wear and how it affects our daily life. You know, let's say, for example, somebody sneezes in their mask, and, you know, certain masks that the regular ones, like the cheap ones you'll get from the 99-cent store, there was no protection for it.
Right.
Like if the ones you see with the N95 with the little breathing tubes, you know,
Mhm.
those were definitely highly recommended. But who's to say people can actually afford those masks?
Right.
Exactly.
You know, they don't come cheap. And then, you know, the mask is breaking at your ears, or, you know, it's no specific protection. And then I believe that's why, you know, that was one of the factors that played into if the mask mandate should still go on. But, you know, it's to each its own. You know, you gotta do your personal, you know, riding
Right,
the trains and
definitely.
the buses. It's definitely a scary feeling.
And my thing, the kids in the school, it's a lot on the teachers, because you know kids are not going to wear their masks. They're not going to wear their mask properly. So now the teachers and staff are constantly reinforcing the mask for the kids and stuff like that. And it's hard for kids to, how are they learning or speaking proper with the mask? You know,
Right.
it's like the communication is difficult, and it's a lot. And like I said, it's a lot on the teachers, because the teachers they have to make sure that the kids they have the masks on proper. So I mean, it's hard. And remember, some parents were mad that the children had to continue wearing their masks, but I really thought that it was safe for the children to wear their masks, because kids did catch the COVID and kids did die.
They did.
You know.
Definitely, yeah.
Mhm.
You know, the pandemic is still impacting families. People are still catching it. It's like I really think that the mask should still be worn. That's just my opinion. I mean, many people, I see a lot of people taking off the mask. If you see them in the offices, in the meetings, a lot of them don't have their masks on, and like sometimes people may feel a little funny, or I'm the only one here that has the mask on. But at this point, COVID is still out here. Like even when we go to restaurants and stuff like that, I'll walk in with my mask. When it's time to sit down, take it off. When it's time to leave, I put it back on. I don't know. I just have this funny feeling that, COVID is not gone.
It's not going anywhere.
No. And I know a lot of people have stopped wearing them, but not me. I just feel strange without it. I got so used to wearing it, especially being in the stores. I wear it.
It's the norm now, because even at my job, it's a choice. You can wear it or you don't have to wear it. And Grand Central, everybody, their mother, their aunt, their uncle, the dog, the goldfish, everybody comes through there.
Goldfish.
So
with water or without? The goldfish.
Sometimes
they have water.
Depends on the day.
All right.
You know, they come through and we get a lot of homeless people coming through. They don't have masks on.
Right.
So good thing I'm not where the crowd is, but still, I wear my mask all the time around my coworkers because I know some of them had the COVID.
I feel if you feel comfortable still wearing a mask, wear it. Make sure the mask fits well, it's thick enough, it's clean, it's dry. And then if you don't know what the proper mask to get, then look it up. Center for Disease Control and Prevention will tell you what proper mask to wear. Because people was wearing what? They was having scarves around their face if they didn't have a mask. Yeah. I mean, I would rather have something than nothing at all, but you're really not protecting yourself. But at least they had something on their face, covering up their nose. And a lot of people wearing a mask, they're not even covering up their nose. You're defeating the purpose of the mask. How many people have died from COVID? We, throughout the entire world, we had 6,500,000 and something thousand. And just the United States alone, we already passed 1 million. A 1 point something, 1.2 or 1 point, it could be 1.2 something. I got to get the numbers right. But listen.
That's way too many.
And it's still counting.
Mm-hmm.
The COVID is still out here. I know people that caught COVID recently. So it's still here. Thank God they had their shots, but maybe not so many people are dying, but people are still catching this COVID. So I don't know. I mean, when we watch the videos, Instagram, nobody at these parties got on masks. No. You see how crowded these parties be?
Yep, super. They don't care. Then they wind up in urgent care.
People were more so ready to go back to the norm.
Right.
Wearing the mask, they don't understand the repercussions that come behind it. And for example, for an event I'm throwing in August, I got the at-home COVID test from the United States Postal Service, and every time they come in, I order a new set faithfully, and everybody's required to either show a COVID test, at-home COVID test, or one from CDMD or any type of urgent care, because it's for the safety of people going home back to children, especially a lot of baby showers going on, a lot of proms, barbecues. People go back home to sick kids,
right?
Even back to our elders and our elderly family members were most definitely impacted. Ones in nursing homes, retirement homes, hospitals, even at home, they were really affected by COVID.
Yeah, like mommy, grandma. She was supposed to come home. She went to the rehabilitation to just get strong. She's only supposed to be there like a week or two. And look, she caught the COVID. And because she had ailments, heart disease and asthma, she had no winning chance of that COVID. And it took her life. Somebody gave it to her. So it's not a joke.
No, it's not.
When COVID came out like a bump. Look in the mirror and you see like a bump on your face. You be like, how did that bump get there? It just came overnight. That's exactly how COVID came, overnight. And went out of control. It went out of control. The United States, what is this? 300 people dying a day. Come on. 300 people dying a day in a hospital. So something like this, I really wouldn't take it lightly. I am afraid still. And You just have to be safe. I don't think that, I know people got the shots and the booster or whatever, and they feel like, okay, we good, and nobody's really talking about COVID now, not as much as they used to, but it's still there.
Oh yeah, it's not going anywhere. There's nothing. The norm is over. There is no norm.
Right.
We're not normal anymore. We have to live with this.
COVID took us to a new dimension.
That's
But
it.
when you think about just the overall of COVID, especially with the masks, is definitely wearing one of them. But if you really think about the sanitary conditions and how you live, like look at the medical field, like people touch needles every day. They're changing people in hospital beds and washing gowns. It's about your hygiene as well. I remember people were fighting in Walmart over Lysol. We could not find Lysol
that was a big
or
thing.
nothing, and the places that were selling Lysol were for $20 a can.
Oh my goodness.
Remember
They
the
should have been
dire need?
arrested for that.
Remember the dire need for toilet paper? Everybody was going to buy toilet paper and water.
Oh
You
my
could not
goodness.
find it anywhere.
There was
So-
dirty butts all over the New York City area.
I'm telling you.
There was no toilet paper, and that's
And there was like
When-
one roll per purchase. One roll.
people started buying the bidets because I got one. They bought the portable bidets and
Just to clean yourself.
clean your butt. Yeah, you had to keep that bun hole clean because there was no tissue. There was no tissue. Like people was going crazy over tissue. Who started that? Who started like, oh my God, we gotta rack up with toilet tissue? Who started that? Not soap. No, all the soap.
No
Dove soap
toothpaste
was
they
on.
didn't take. Nothing.
Toothpaste was on it. All
So you're gonna
full
have
of-
clean butts but stink breath. Okay, I get it. I get
no
it.
mud butts.
Like if you saw like the epidemic, like when COVID first happened, and it was so hard to find toilet paper. It was so hard to find find masks because people were trying to die. Like and you look at
Yes.
the lines when Walmart it's still a time frame for people to go. The line was
That was
behind
crazy.
the building.
That was
Behind
crazy.
The building. And when you walk in, you see the things that people were wearing. Some people were wearing their curtains, some towels.
What?
Yeah, people.
Oh
were
my
wearing
God.
Towels around their
What?
just to get in the store. I ain't gonna lie. I was definitely one of them. I definitely took
Yo,
one
Sea
of the
Dog,
towels.
stop playing with us. Stop
No.
playing.
You were with
I
me
believe
at
him.
that time when you took me to because I had to go to Western Union. I definitely took a towel and wrapped it around my face and went into the store. I could not
Yeah.
find a mask to save my life.
Oh my God.
And this was what the
okay.
epidemic was. And it is so funny to mention it now because when you look back, it's like, wow, we were really this bad. Like,
Yes, we were scared. People were scared. You didn't want to go out the house. I mean, this thing was really scary. Oh my goodness. It was like we locked down. I remember I think I saw a video of Manhattan. It was a ghost town.
Mm-hmm.
No, you want
A
to know a big
ghost
hot
town.
spot that was a real ghost town? And it's so funny that, we discussed this today. On this day in 2020, I drove down to Atlantic City. And I remember calling you and telling you, you would have thought a war zone happened in Atlantic City. Nobody was in the roads. The boardwalk was empty. All businesses was closed. Like, it looks like a map on Call of Duty. When like a World War II or World War III is about to happen, it was deserted.
What about that movie Will Smith played in? And it was just him and his German Shepherd. That's exactly what.
Legend.
That's exactly
Yes.
what it was. Yep.
Yes,
Yeah, I Am
the
Legend.
only ones that was there was the mannequins. I'm telling you, New York City was. I couldn't believe this was Manhattan. I was like, wow, this is real. And look how many businesses had to shut down that was open for 30, 40 years. So I don't know. This COVID really did some serious damage. And like I said, should you still wear a mask? Well, it's your discretion. Me personally, I just gotta pack a mask. Am I still wearing my mask? Absolutely. To each his own. I'm not here to say, oh, you don't wear your mask, you're bad. If you wear your mask, you're good. No. To each his own. If you feel comfortable without wearing it, okay.
Just think of the
You know,
consequences.
you know. But
And the,
you
and the
know,
people around you.
and some, like I said, some people may not wear their mask because they know that the person next to them already was vaccinated
Mhm.
and got the shots, so that makes them feel a little bit more comfortable. Okay, well, what if everybody in your household got the shot and one person didn't?
That one person.
Because my thing is, people have, remember now, people got shots. They took the vaccines and they still got the COVID.
Right?
So
either way.
right, it was like a catch-22. Wait a minute, I'm gonna get these 2 shots. I'm gonna get the Pfizer shot and a booster. And you mean I can still catch it? Yes, you can still catch it. You just won't pass away. But wasn't there incidents where people got the shots and they passed away?
Yeah,
Yes.
I was about to mention people actually got a shot or 2 and did not make it past the first, some people had symptoms to no symptoms. Like for me, when I got my first shot, I didn't experience any symptoms. The second one,
Me
I
either.
was sick as a dog. I was really sick.
I didn't get sick. I just had a headache.
That second shot, man, bye.
Oh, so you got sick off the second shot too, Giggles?
I just felt dizzy. I was at work.
Right. I felt dizzy, but I
That was it.
didn't get sick. A lot of people got sick. It didn't bother me.
I didn't get sick. No, I just felt dizzy. That was it.
Yeah.
And then even if still, the precautions, because remember it was the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. That was a one.
Johnson. Ain't nobody messing with no Johnson. I ain't messing with no Johnson.
They discontinued that shot.
Yeah,
Remember?
Johnson was messing people up.
They can't even make powder. So why would you take a vaccine?
I don't know.
I don't get it.
They make
I don't
itching
know.
powder. They
But
definitely make itching
Johnson was only 1 shot. Everybody else was 2. I think Pfizer and
powder. And
Moderna,
Yep.
they were 2. And Johnson said, well, you only need 1 shot with us. We good. You just need
wow,
1
actually,
shot.
It's crazy that you mentioned Johnson & Johnson. I'm looking at the baby powder on my dresser.
You got Johnson? You wear Johnson baby powder?
Get rid of it.
I don't wear no Johnson. I know Johnson's and Johnson, but I don't know about Johnson no more. I don't know about their products no more. But I mean, they were good. I think it's just that one time Johnson just had a situation with the powder. But Johnson & Johnson products have been out for years and they've been awesome. So I don't know. It's just that one that situation with the powder. But then now I think they were saying something about the shots that people were
their shots.
claiming they weren't well after their shots.
I heard a lot of negative things about their shots.
Yeah.
Things to know that, with the COVID, you gotta be safe. You gotta still maintain the distance. And
Absolutely.
remain.
Wash your hands.
Yeah,
Janine, just wash your hands. How many times y'all went to the bathroom and seen people walk out without washing their hands? Come
Too
on. Wash your hands. It's not hard. So if you're not washing your hands in the public, you wash your hands at your house.
I mean, listen, I definitely see it. I was at BJ's one day and a bakery worker went to the bathroom and
I can't. I'm
walked
not.
out without washing their hands. It was
No. Making dirty donuts. Ain't this a hoobala boobala? He out here making. Chris, you ate one of them donuts? I mean, Sea Dog, excuse me. You ate one of them donuts. You was mad, right? You saw him walk out the bathroom. You had a jelly donut?
I had to return that cake. But even when you're looking at the food industry, like if you go in McDonald's and you really pay attention to how they deal with your food and, they're touching your food with their bare hands, how do you know that they're washing their hands?
Oh,
My digging their butt and then touch your chicken nuggets.
you got butt chicken nuggets.
Dad, you got booty nuggets.
Mud butt nuggets.
Coming to a store near you.
Did you want barbecue sauce so sweet and sour? Mud butt nuggets. Coming to McDonald's. Do 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 do. They even changed the tune for it. I do do do. I do do. I extra do 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 do.
For you.
For you. Mud mud nuggets. Mud butt nuggets. Nah. Listen, we take a chance every time we go to the restaurant. Every time you go to a restaurant, you take a chance. Because you don't know if that chef got cuts or is he wearing gloves. You know, a lot of the food, when they start seasoning it, I don't think they wear gloves. Certain
Because a lot of
times they
people are
gotta.
allergic to latex from the gloves.
That is true. Yeah.
But there has to. But what about the cooking gloves, the plastic ones, the clear ones?
I mean,
I think if you handling food, you should have gloves on. It's too many things out here, and people are not nice. So, you know, do y'all remember this video many years ago? It was a worker, and he was urinating in the workers' coffee. They kept saying that the coffee was tasting bitter, and they put a camera in the coffee room, and they saw him urinating in it. Y'all don't remember that?
No,
I remember the Domino situation. It was two workers. I believe it was in North Carolina, and they were putting their boogers in the pizza, sneezing on it, and then they were giving it to the workers.
Stop! I can't.
Even one of the workers who
I'm done.
remember one of the workers from McDonald's?
Cancel
They had
my
put
group.
their ejaculate into somebody's McChicken sandwich, and she was like, "This don't taste like mayonnaise."
How did she know?
She didn't say.
You know what? We have some evil people in this world. For you to even think of doing something like that, you're horrible. Who would make you so angry that you would do something like that? How? Oh man, this is terrible. And this is why a lot of people don't like going out to fast food. They rather cook at home. Because you don't, every time you go out to eat, you really are taking a chance. Because you don't know how clean that person is that's cooking. You don't know their situation health-wise. So I guess that's why a lot of people choose to
Eat at home.
cook at home. Yeah.
Right. Don't blame
But at
them.
least if
And
I know
I
if I
guess
drop
sometimes if you're rushing, you don't really have the time. You just want to pick up something quick, but you really take a chance because you don't see the chefs. You don't see them in the back what they doing unless you go to restaurants and you see the food being cooked right in front of you.
Yeah, but I prefer to still cook at home. Like if I drop a piece of chicken out the pot, I know I dropped it and I rinsed it off and throw it back in the pot.
You ain't rinsed it off. You ain't rinsed it off.
He ate it.
You're probably right. I'll probably put it right back in the pot. But
Butt chicken. You ain't rinsed it off.
you're probably right.
That's it. I can't sit up to God. God cleaned it. Can't sit to God. Remember when we was kids and we used to drop stuff on the floor? I mean, we can't sit up to God. He cleaned it. Remember that?
It was all good.
Everybody remember the 5-second rule.
I'm telling
What's
you.
that?
You drop your food.
What?
You drop your piece of food on the floor. You got 5 seconds to pick it up. Kiss it.
Yep, and eat it.
Ew.
Somebody
I
I
know
know
about
dropped
that
mayonnaise
rule.
on their toenail and they licked it right off. I think she know who I'm talking about, but we you know.
Ew.
No names, but I know what you're talking about. Ooh.
That's disgusting.
Yo. Big toe mayo.
They ain't see nothing wrong with it. It was like, oh, sis, it's all right.
Yo, I'm telling you, you really. And my thing is this: we're not going off the topic with masks because it's so important, but people really have to be their hygiene. They have to be clean because that's what it is based on, washing your hands. They have videos showing people how to wash your hands properly because people will go and put their hands in the water,
And a
1,
lot
2,
of
3,
people
4,
did not
5,
know.
no soap.
Mhm.
So they don't know how to wash their hands properly. And then you're touching the metal doors. And they said that the COVID on metal, it lives longer. So you're touching the doors and you're not washing your hands and you're touching your face. And next you know, I don't feel good. I got a headache. I'm coughing. I have diarrhea. You have all the symptoms.
Yeah,
So
like, even
you
when
have
it's-
got to be clean, sanitize, clean your hands, use soap.
Yeah, most definitely. Like, this is an epidemic. It's not going away. Even with
Not
I
at
don't
all.
think it's
people
going
first.
away. I really don't. I really don't
It's
think
not.
that the COVID is ever going to go away. The numbers may go down. I don't think it's
Still
going to
around.
ever go away.
But
They'll
I
remember,
go
we
back.
just,
had, we had a whole big COVID surge for 2021 as well. When it came back around, during the hot weather and people trying to go out, and the numbers did a high spike too. And, they limited outdoor to indoor dining. And, that's why, a lot of businesses only survived because they shut down a lot of streets like in Manhattan and in Queens.
right.
They were doing outdoor dining, and that was the only way where you could actually be out and enjoy yourself. You was either picking up your food in the inside and going home, or unless if they offered the outside dining.
Wow.
Being sanitary is most definitely one of the things to follow, including wearing a mask. And to each his own, because I have to make sure, because I have some issues myself with my health, that I continue to wear a mask, because I've seen firsthand what it did to grandma. So
Yes.
it's most definitely prominent that I stay on top of it.
And that's what I used to say. I used to get angry when people weren't wearing masks. I'm like, you know what? They need to show the videos, and they need to let people go into these hospitals and look at the COVID victims. Take a good look at them. And I used to get so upset, like, because people weren't really taking COVID serious. They was laughing at, not everybody, but I'm just saying a few people I've heard say some silly things. Oh, it's the government, blah, 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 blah. Oh, really? Okay, well, 6 million people in the entire world, 6 million plus are gone. Over 15,000 plus senior citizens are dead from being in the rehabilitation and nursing homes,
I don't
including
even
the
think
mother.
people remember when they had tractor trailers and U-Haul trucks
Yes.
outside of hospitals, and they were literally dragging
Full.
people's bodies and throwing them in a truck because
Mhm.
they could not hold them in the morgue.
Right. Right.
That was
It's
horrible.
horrible. COVID was devastating. My thing is this. Check this out. Supermarket says you gotta wear a mask, or people enforcing the mask, and you got this one person that come in here and say, well, I don't want to wear my mask. We've seen the videos. I don't have to wear my mask. I have all rights. I got rights. What do y'all think about those people?
They need to be
What do you
kicked
think?
out.
Yeah.
It's pure ignorancy to me.
Yeah.
Because if you think about the people that have passed, and just seeing the numbers, you would think people would be considerate of others.
They don't care.
They not knowing what other people have went through, or their families, or not seeing firsthand. I guess maybe they and their family wasn't affected. Maybe that's why they feel they shouldn't wear a mask. But seeing the people's that were actually not making it, and people who were just dying, and the numbers weren't shied away. There was an actual tracker during this time from start to finish of all the people dying, and from by week to week, and even going outside of the country, from the UK to Europe, like, numbers were reported. So if you don't feel like it's a dire need to protect yourself and others, then it's basically self-neglect.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Others.
They don't care until it happens to them.
Right. Well, I think that's with everything.
Which is
Nobody
sad.
takes anything seriously until it hits home.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Most definitely. But wearing a mask is definitely something that a lot of people need to continue to practice. And just even seeing it around me, for the little bit of time that I was at Donny Park, and seeing people actually wearing their masks was an eye-opener. It was just like, wow, like,
Right.
people are still scared to even be in a water park, but they want to take that risk and actually enjoy themselves with their kids, and
Right.
be out and enjoy being in the elements of which they're used to.
Right. Because you want to enjoy your life, but you need to protect yourself and your family as well, and isolate yourself. There was people that had the COVID and wasn't even telling people they had the COVID
Yep.
because they didn't want to be out of work. So they was walking around. You know what I'm saying, Gig? You know what I'm
I
talking
know.
about, right?
I sure do.
Yes. They were walking around with the COVID, and They weren't telling anyone because they didn't want to be off of work. Because once you had the COVID, and when it first began, what were you out 2 weeks?
But see, the difference was
yeah.
when COVID first came out, there was a federal law that paid you while you were out of work. Once 2021 had came in, that law has stopped. They
Right.
were paying people. They, if you were out for 2 weeks, you were out for 2 weeks. If you didn't have the time in the bank or, any vacation or sick time, you were taking it without pay,
Wow.
And when I had caught COVID and my last time I had caught COVID was in December of 2020. When it came into 2021, I got stopped getting paid on December 31st, and that was it.
Wow.
And I was out for 2
Mhm.
So, it definitely put a damper on my bills because it's like I don't want to harm others, but I don't want to miss my paycheck either. But I'm not going to sit here and go to work and put others at risk because I don't know who they're going home to.
Right.
A lot of people don't think like me to know, to be considerate, or I could be taking it to work and give it to Officer Daly, and they might have it. I might get over it, and they're probably going to end up giving it back to me.
Mm-hmm.
It's a
Yeah.
ongoing recycling effect.
I think we all had the COVID when it first came out in 2019. Like around September and October, we were feeling, we were coughing. People complained of having diarrhea. We definitely had the symptoms, and I really believe that was the COVID. It just affected our bodies different. It wasn't really that bad. Maybe our immune systems were strong enough to fight it. But I really believe everybody has caught the COVID in some type of level. I really believe it because it was too easy to catch. It's impossible. You touching everything and you got people around you. How could you not have caught it? Even if it didn't harm you enough to where you had to go to hospital or isolate yourself, you got a symptom. Whether it was the coughing, the headache, the diarrhea, you had it. Around 2019 September, I think I remember, like September, October, people were saying that, I wasn't feeling well around that time, and that was the time that COVID came out, but they didn't know nothing about it. Maybe the government knew, but the hospitals didn't. They just was like, it's some type of bug going around. That wasn't no bug. It was a big old bug, a COVID bug.
But even seeing how it affected like the criminal justice system too, and when seeing people arrested, I know.
I'm sorry, I had to.
No, it's
When
fine.
you said the criminal justice, I had to do that. Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, no, for real, because I know someone who was arrested while they were sick with COVID, and
Oh wow.
just seeing how and hearing about the demographic, and they were telling me, they were R&Ring everybody. Like everybody was just getting released, no matter what charge you had, because they didn't want people to Rikers if they had tested positive, because they were trying to get people out of Rikers in a sense, because it was overcrowding and stuff like that, and they was trying to get people rebuild or resentence or get people an arraignment hearing, and they wouldn't even let people go before a judge. You had to do everything virtual.
Wow.
You had to go
That's crazy.
My friend told me you had to go in a little room. Your lawyer was on the other, and then there was the judge.
Judge is like, I'll see you through the screen. I'm not coming in no area, and the COVID is out there, and a lot of stuff was backed up too. Like, oh my gosh, everything was just so backed up. Forget about it. Everything was backed up. Everything, because nobody was at work. This COVID, and I'm gonna do a special episode on COVID, and just try to do like a remembrance of so many people that have lost their lives. And COVID caused so much. It really took us to a whole new level of a different dimension, I'm telling you, because people were committing suicide, and the domestic violence went up, and the child abuse went up because people were home. They were aggravated. People lost their jobs. Businesses that were open for 30 and 40 years were closing, and it just did a number. So I'm definitely gonna do an episode on COVID, especially to remember mommy / grandma. I'm so sorry that she had to catch that, but mommy was sick and it was just a bad time. It was just such a bad time. But that's why I really want people to I had to do this episode. Should you still wear your mask? And are you still wearing a mask? And if, like I said, if you choose not to wear your mask, then protect yourself and protect others that surround you. That's all. Have respect for the elderly. Have respect for everyone, because it's out here. It's still out here. And, if people are not clean and sanitizing their hands, they're just making the situation more worse to the point where they're going to say, oh, the numbers are going back up. So,
they will.
Yeah, because COVID is still here. And now we got to deal with, what is it? I don't even hear them saying much about Delta, but now this monkeypox. Monkeypox. The pox came from a monkey? Like, where are these titles coming from? I got to do some reading. Monkeypox, like this is, and I've seen pictures of it, and it's horrible looking. So it's just so many things in this world that we have to deal with. So we gotta be careful. So on the ending note, guys, what do y'all say? Should you still wear a mask? And are you still wearing a mask? C-Dog.
Yes.
Most definitely. You should still wear a mask. I'm definitely gonna wear mine to go to sleep tonight. But you should always still wear your mask, especially in big gatherings, small gatherings.
Right.
Yourself, safety of others. Life is too short. Too many things are going on. Too many diseases are being spread. And too many people are being at risk. And it's the people who are carrying it and giving it, the ones, who are not being affected. It's the other ones who try to be precautious and the ones that are actually are trying to be safe and be protective of others that are getting it. So,
right.
It's to each its own, and for everyone to, be self-aware.
That's
exactly.
What
about you, Giggles?
I'll be wearing mine all day, every day, unless I'm in the house. But, yeah, everybody should just wear their mask.
Most definitely.
Because this is not a game. Those numbers are going to go right back up. It's just a matter of time. Everybody's too comfortable. Something's going to happen.
You think so?
Sad to say it. Sad to say, yeah, they're too comfortable being free.
Yeah.
Something's going to happen. I hope it doesn't, but it will.
You can be free and safe.
And people don't listen.
That people need to understand.
Yeah. They want to do their own thing, and that's fine. But you're affecting others. But they don't see it that way. So I guess it has to return to show.
And I don't even see people really standing 6 feet from each other anymore.
They don't.
They definitely don't.
They don't.
I remember. I remember this lady. I think it was a lady. Yeah. No, it was a guy. And the person was behind him and he was a little too close. He said, yo, back up, man. You're too close. You don't know about the COVID? So he was tight. He was like, yo, and it was recent because he was like, come on, this thing is still out here. He was like, back up off me, back up. So he was like, and the man looked like, I'm so sorry. Like, he was like, sorry. And I didn't say anything. I just looked like, so obviously he is really still taking this COVID serious because he's like, you on top of me. So yeah, people gotta take it serious. It's still out here, and that's what we can do. But I want to thank you guys for joining me on this episode. Should you still wear a mask? And are you still wearing your mask? I am very happy that you guys joined me on this episode.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, I hope to see more of you guys on my episode. Well, and I want to thank everybody. What you say, Gig?
Well, all right. Thanks so much for tuning in to Listen Up, Listen In podcast. Tell your family and friends. And I hope you're leaving with some great information that will help you in your daily life. Tune in next Friday. I'm going to have an excellent topic. I'm not even going to tell you what it is. Just tune in next Friday. And always remember, live, laugh, love you first, because you can't love yourself first. Well, you can't love somebody else, without loving you first. Why y'all didn't
Help me. Why y'all didn't fix that for me? Huh?
I was
Anyway.
trying to register that.
Stay healthy. Stay focused. Be safe. God bless. Love you, mommy and daddy. Peace.
Peace.
Hey everyone, you know I gotta give those special shout outs to the producers and also my co-host guests, Giggles and Sea Dog. Thank you for your wonderful opinions on should you wear your mask. And for those that are listening, if you choose to wear your mask, kudos to you. If you choose not to, kudos to you too. Everybody is entitled to their own opinions, but whatever you do, please be safe and make sure that your loved ones are safe as well. Keep living, enjoying your life, and keep on listening to Listen Up, Listen In. See you soon.
That concludes this episode of Listen Up, Listen In with your host, Preezy. Hey, yo, Preezy, tell them how to keep in touch, baby.
Go to Instagram, Listen Up, Listen In 5687, and on Facebook, Listen Up, Listen In. You can also email me on listenuplistenin5687@gmail.com. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, by following me on social media, you'll be able to see all the platforms my podcast is on. Wherever you consume my podcast, hit the subscribe button so you can be notified when a new episode is posted. Rate, review, and share this podcast.
Listen up, listen in, listen